morning, lads and chads. It's your boy, Captain Poofers, and we're gonna make a response video to this because this is absolute bullshit. Um, I I don't really watch Barstool Sports. I don't know what the fuck it's about. I do know a little bit about it, but yeah, there's a story going around about Dave Portnoy, and I really feel like I need to respond to this. This is something that's absolute bullshit here.
Wow, y'all, today let's just genuinely jump into it. Let's talk about the massive news and the massive allegations against Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy, as well as his almost immediate video response. Right, so earlier today, insider reporter Julia Black published this article titled, "Young Women Say They Met Barstool Sports Founder Dave Portnoy for Sex and It Turned Violent and Humiliating." With Black saying that it took her 8 months to write this article, and in it she details the alleged experiences of multiple women, starting with a woman referred to only as Madison. And there, Madison claimed to have DM'd Portnoy on Instagram when she was 20, he was 43, saying that things then moved over to Snapchat, where Portnoy allegedly began showing her graphic videos of women he'd slept with. With insider reporting and messages they reviewed, Portnoy pressed her to tell him about her sexual fantasies, with her responding about a rape fantasy, right, having no control, to which Portnoy replied, "You and I are going to get along so well." And eventually, Madison claimed
Yeah, that's it. It's a power fantasy. That's what it is. It's a power fantasy, right? That I'm sorry, but I'll call it as I sees it. It sounds like a fucking power fantasy to me.
Portnoy even flew her out first class to his home, but saying that when she got there, she found him to be very rude. He just reminded me of a boring, grumpy old man. But still, later that night, she said things escalated. They began making out.
Well, look, if I'm going to I'm going to put some shade on that. If you thought he was a boring, grumpy old man, why the fuck did you make out with him? Why the fuck did you let this thing escalate further? Hello? Hello? Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, but people are stupid.
Saying that as things got more sexual, he started filming her without her permission. And from there, saying that the experience got so rough, it felt like she was getting raped. Later telling a friend that he choked her so hard she couldn't breathe. Also that she screamed in pain throughout the encounter. Right, and those details specifically reminded people of another controversy Portnoy was in earlier this year, some saying it sounded similar. With that involving a leaked video that showed him aggressively choking a woman with a collar and a leash, spitting on her. But very notably, with that specific controversy, both Portnoy and the woman claimed that the encounter was consensual. But
Jesus Christ, and they were leaked online? See, this is why you don't fucking have, videotape of, say, people having sex, especially if you're a celebrity, because people are going to find that shit and they're going to leak it. They'll hack your phone or some bullshit like that. Like, yeah, just don't have that shit. If you don't, if you're worried about, people taking images from your phone or fucking video from your phone, don't have that shit on your phone. I know. What a fucking concept.
that also didn't stop there being a lot of backlash, even causing the share price of Barstool's parent company to take a big hit at that time. Right, and so for the people making those comparisons, it's important to note that these latest allegations do not appear to be as consensual. Right, because in addition to Madison, there was another woman who told Insider that
Wait. This doesn't appear to be as consensual. She agreed to fucking start making out and shit. I'm sorry. This is just, it's so fucking shady. It's so fucking shading. This is, what? Like at that point, you don't fucking make out with him. If you think that he's a fucking creep or some shit like that, you fucking, thank him for the nice evening and you walk the fuck out. Jesus fucking Christ.
Choked and filmed her during sex without her permission, with both women describing the encounters as frightening and humiliating, taking a massive toll on their mental health. With in fact a third woman who was 19 at the time claiming that a sexual encounter she had with Portnoy was so damaging that she became suicidal afterward, allegedly going over to this house after being pressured by her friends, and later describing the sex as aggressive, saying that he choked her, also saying that he kicked her out right after, saying she felt overwhelmed, that photos of her at his house began spreading locally. Reportedly her mom also found out and went to the police, but she refused to press charges, saying that she doesn't feel like the encounter was sexual.
Okay, she went to the police. Good on her. But didn't press charges. The fuck?
Assault, and that she didn't want him to drag her name through the mud, but still adding that she
really wait. Let's go back. Let's listen to that part one more time.
refused to press charges, saying that she doesn't feel like the encounter was sexual assault and that she didn't want him to drag her name through the mud, but still adding that she felt very preyed on and deeply disturbed by the situation. With all of these women saying that they've been afraid to speak out for fear of retaliation by both Portnoy and his rabid fan base. With all this, I will say if you want the most detailed version of this, I'll link down to the original article, though I think it might be behind a paywall, at least as of recording right now. But that brings us to the second part of this story, and that's soon after this article dropped, you had Portnoy himself dropping a 12-minute video response, describing this as a hit piece, though much more serious than the ones that he's previously been hit with. So it essentially paints him as this monster, this sexual deviant, also accusing Black of going after every woman he's ever been remotely associated with to try and create a false narrative that she had already decided on before writing. Also saying that his lawyers told him not to even admit knowing these accusers, but because of small details in their claims, he says that he's figured out who they are and he knows what really happened. As far as the allegations from Madison, you had him saying,
at no point during it, at no point was it not 100% consensual. At no point did she ask me to stop. At no point did either of us think something unseemly happened. There was no weirdness after. It was totally fine, normal interaction. Sexual, 100% consensual. My lawyer's like...
Okay, this is basically, you know, like the equivalent of a rock star being able to get laid. That's basically what the fuck this is. That's really what the fuck, and is being painted as, you know, some, okay, I get it. He's got a fucking power fantasy fetish. Okay, that's a little weird. I'm not gonna fucking lie, right? But at the same time, you know, guys have that, so does women, you know? It's just a fucking power fantasy. That's really what it boils the fuck down to. And you're making it seem... Like what? Are we all supposed to have like the missionary fantasy position? Just fucking, you know, just do missionary for the rest of our fucking lives? Like, since when did we become so fucking wholesome? I don't know. To me, this just... It's... Yeah, I get it, you know. It's a little weird to have a power fantasy, but it's just a fucking power fantasy dynamic. That's all the fuck it is.
Don't, you know, make these blanket statements. I'm telling you now, her version of events is not true on our hookup.
So there you had people pushing back, saying that Madison never claimed to Insider that she asked him to stop.
You know what this is? It's a he said, she said. They don't have proof, and neither does he. They could take him to court, and they would lose. Hands down. There's no way. There's no way. They would have to have actual fucking proof. And you know what? I think that, well, let's say this, because I think there is some fucking proof out there, and people keep forgetting this. There's videotapes and pictures. And I think they could get him on the videotape and pictures without consent. Right? Because I know there are laws against that. But as far as rape allegations, no. Not at all, no.
With most of her allegations being that he just went ahead and did things without her permission. And with this, because it was an aspect of the story at Portnoy claiming that after they hooked up and talked more, they realized that they were like oil and vinegar and didn't see the world the same way, so she actually slept on the couch since they didn't really get along. With Portnoy saying that she left, they never talked again, and adding,
if what she's telling that she didn't enjoy the experience is true, I had no idea, and that's horrible, and I never want to feel that way. But if there was a hidden camera in that room, and it wasn't a he said, she said, and someone saw the interaction, there would be absolutely nothing there. I promise you from the... I've never lied.
He also addressed the third allegation saying...
Again, you know, how do you explain the videos and the fucking photos? So that's the only thing that I've got that I'm fucking concerned about, right? Like, how do you explain those? You get it? Like, how do you fucking explain that? That's videotaping and phototaping without... Now, if it came from, like, the woman's phone, I would say, yeah, that's a different story, but I don't think that's the case here, right? I do not think that's the case here. I think on the hidden cameras and shit, he might actually be guilty. And that's a little creepy, right? That's a little fucking creepy. Not gonna lie. But again, like, you know, that's not like fucking rape. And that's what this article's trying to paint him as, a rapist. A rapey rapist. That's the whole fucking part of this article.
That he was never contacted by authorities after the mom reached out to the police.
Because I've never done anything that's remotely, you know, not consensual. I haven't. So this story, total news to me. The mother saying there's parties in Nantucket. If you put like a police car, you'll see girls getting dropped off all the time. Totally false. I never have people at my house. Rarely. I hate people at my house.
Well, he did say he felt bad if their interactions did actually make her depressed. He also shared alleged DMs that they exchanged where she seemed to be speaking very positively about having sex or wanting to have sex with him. With Portnoy adding that she even asked him to meet up after they had sex, saying,
At a bar, by the way, is where she wanted to meet me the first time. So all this under, that's 21 plus. That's where she said, say, hey, I'm going to this bar, meet me here. To me, that's pretty black and white. They're saying she was so depressed by me, suicidal almost. But she was continually hitting me up to hang out. And it was the mother who found the DMs. Maybe she's a shit. I don't know. It's just, I'm telling you the truth.
Like he actually submits proof here with the DMs. So I don't fucking know. You fucking tell me. Come on. I don't know. This whole thing seems sus. And we've seen this kind of shit before within the community. And really what you have is a bunch of listening believers and a bunch of trust and verifies. That's really the two groups of people that you have that look at this kind of shit, right? You've got the speculative people and the, oh, I totally believe this happened, guys. And as far as I'm concerned, oh, I totally believe this happened, guys, they're the dumbest motherfuckers out there because they just fucking believe anything that, the media sells them. So, yeah, no, you do need to be speculative, especially with these kinds of allegations. You just can't fucking trust them. You can't fucking believe them on face value. You have to actually have a bit more of a fucking brain and go into these allegations thinking, well, there's got to be another side to this. And you have to take both sides into account. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm more inclined to believe Dave Portnoy. I don't know the type of character. Like I said, I don't watch Barstool Sports. I don't know what the fuck it is, right? I know of it, right? But that's about it. That's really about it. So I think this whole thing is bullshit. I'm just gonna lay it down there right now. Like I said, the only thing that I think that he might be in trouble for is taking pictures and the videotape. That's it. That's really all that's really all I'm fucking thinking about, right? Everything else sounds fucking sus.
Portnoy then taking aim at the reporter again.
This reporter had an agenda from day one, from the second she picked up paper. Like, they're asking the internet, tell us bad stories about Dave Portnoy. Well, guess what? A lot of people hate me. I guarantee this, they'll never be able to prove anything. Nothing, because nothing's ever happened. But I can't stop it. He said, she said. So yeah, it's scary.
Oh, he said, he said, she said. Well, I said, he said, she said too. Guess what? Maybe we're in a little bit of a fucking agreement. It's common sense. This is what it is. It's he said, she said. Oh, he raped me. No, I didn't. Like, bitch. Like, that's all it is. You can't go to court over this. You really can't. He's not going to be fucking convicted on he said, she said. You need actual fucking proof. What the fuck is wrong with people nowadays?
And it sucks. And it's sad that...
You know what? Here's another thing. Why the fuck is Philip DeFranco covering these types of stories? The commentary community isn't having anything to do with these stories anymore because they're sus. The majority of them are fucking sus. Guess what? This is another he said, she said. I wouldn't trust Philip DeFranco. Well, you know what? Let's say this. Philip DeFranco has more of an open source kind of platform, but I still wouldn't fucking cover this if I was him. I really wouldn't. These stories are crap. They're not, they're oh my God, they're so fucking shit.
That's the world we live in. This isn't a court of law where it's innocent until proven guilty. No charges ever have been filed. Probably won't unless I'm provoking right now. But there's no...
And you know what? He's right. This is a kangaroo court. This is a court of public opinion. He's guilty until proven innocent. And it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. This is so fucking crap.
There's no way to do it because I've never done anything.
And finally, they're seeming to take a shot at the reporter not really wanting to get his side of things.
8 months, 24 hours to respond. That's what the reporter said. Give me a break.
With Portnoy also taking...
And you know what? Yeah, he's right. He's right. The reporter took 8 months to do this, to research all this, and he only gave him 24 hours to respond? I'm thinking that's fucking bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. I think, seriously, and you call yourself a fucking journalist? Are you fucking kidding me? This does sound like a hit piece. This really does sound like a fucking hit piece. I'm sorry. I calls it as I sees them, folks. You might be a listening believer, but I know what that fucking brings. I know the dangers of what happens when you're a listening believer. His name was Alec Holoka. And I'm still hung up on that. I'm sorry. I'm still hung up on that. When that guy killed himself over false allegations, which, by the way, we had proof later on after he killed himself that they were just bullshit. That Zoe Quinn was talking through her ass? Yeah. I have problems with these allegations. 100 per fucking cent. Because I know the consequences that they can bring. And if you're a listening believer, fuck off. You're dumber than shit. You don't know what you're talking through your ass. Oh my God. Yeah, I get upset with these kinds of stories. They're bullshit.
Aim at Business Insider on Twitter. Quote tweeting Business Insider senior politics reporter Grace Panetta heads up that Insider is currently offering a huge discount on annual premium subscriptions, so you can currently pay just $4 a month to read incredible journalism like Julia Black's investigation into Dave Portnoy. With Portnoy responding, and I'm the predator. Yeah, in general, that's where we are right.
Are you fucking kidding me? They respond to him directly like that. Are you fucking kidding me? This is... What? The balls! Now, you know what? He does have a fucking point. This is a hit piece. This is exactly what it is. I call a duck as a fucking duck. I'm sorry. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. This is a hit piece.
Right now, of course, this is breaking news today. We're still seeing the
no, it's
effects.
A fucking hit
sounding
piece.
Off on all sides. Also, a potential lead to where this story may develop. We saw Insider's Kat Tenbarge, who, of course, among other things, is the reporter who broke that big Dirty Dom and David Dobrik story. Tweeting of this story is essential. Dave Portnoy has exhibited a pattern of pursuing...
No, it's not. It really isn't. It's he said, she said. You're dumber. You're as dumb as the rest of them. Really, no, you are as dumb as the rest of them. I'm sorry. I don't like reporters like these. These fucking blue checkmark dumbasses that take everything as the gospel. It's he said, she said. You need to fucking present more than just, oh, well, this happened and that. You need to present actual evidence. And he presented evidence. And you guys didn't even give him the opportunity to fucking present that evidence. You guys are full of shit. You're as bad as the rest of them.
Barely legal teenage women and having rough, potentially traumatic sex with them. And adding, his BFF's podcast with TikTok star Josh Richards gives him unfettered access to teen girls. So there, if you go through the Twitter comments, there are a number of reactions, but also people saying, well, you said barely legal, but it's still legal. Then people pushing back against that, saying, no, it's about the power dynamic. He's this, like, multi-millionaire old...
Oh, fuck your power dynamic! Okay? I'm sorry, but if they're legal age, they're legal age, okay? This shit didn't fly with fucking Keemstar. It's not fucking flying here. Okay? Unless you want to fucking raise the legal age of fucking consent to 21 or 40 or 100. I don't fucking know. No, we agreed that when you're 18, you're allowed to make these fucking decisions. Okay? It's not a fucking power dynamic. And people who believe that are dumb as rocks. You know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't be making fun of fucking rocks. This is not a fucking power dynamic. Okay? The age of consent is 18. That means a 100-year-old can fucking fuck an 18-year-old. And there's no fucking legal consequences. Now, if you want to make fucking legal consequences, go ahead and fucking change the laws. Okay? I guarantee you, right, that a lot of fucking people are going to be pissed that they can't have legal consensual sex until they're 21. So don't give me that shit. Don't you dare. You people are fucking stupid. Oh my God. It's the current age nowadays. Everything needs to be fucking bubble wrapped. And if we don't agree with it, oh my God. But I guarantee you, if one of their sides, like a fucking Obama, tomorrow fucked a 20-year-old, they'd be like, well, that's okay, he's Obama. Are you fucking kidding me? So don't give me this shit. Don't you fucking give me this shit. So nah, that's all I gotta say. This is so fucking stupid. It's the dumbest story ever. And Philip DeFranco, You should fucking cover better stories. This is shit. These are he said, she said allegations, and take them for what they are. They're bullshit. This is why the commentary community has basically decided to not fucking cover these stories. Because more than often, they're fucking shit. They're bullshit. They're dumber than rocks. It's all he said, she said hit pieces. So yeah, no. I believe I repeated myself several times already, so I'm just gonna end it here before I start flinging poo at the goddamn screen. But yeah, this is bullshit. That's all it is. Anyway, take care, everyone. Peace.